Hi there and welcome to the Hobbytime at Healys channel and another video. This one I'm very excited about because I will be opening up this right here, this set of Areonautica Imperialis Navy dice. And I really am excited to... I'm kidding. We are going to be opening up this big thing right here. That is it, Areonautica Imperialis, the Wings of Vengeance game. I wanted this for a while. I've had some friends that play it and I am super excited to open it up and have a look at everything that comes in it. As always with these, I will give it a review, see basically what I think if it's worth it. If you are, show everybody what's in the box in case you are on the fence about picking it up. It is a £55 game that you can pick up. You potentially could get it cheaper from third-party sellers, but I bought mine from my local Warhammer store, and I'm super excited to see what it comes with. So what I'll do is I'll open in this episode. I'm going to open it up, show you what it comes with. You know what? I'll open the dice too. What I'll do as well is then in a future video we'll be doing kind of like showing people how to play. And then hopefully another video or two of myself and some friends having a game of this. But right now we're going to dive in and yeah, we'll play. And not sure if this is quite gonna fit. I'll be right back. Now that's a little better, isn't it? So what I'll do is now you've got like the nice little top-down view. Have a look over. So this is kind of everything that comes in the box. So the box game is basically based around the races in 40k, but kind of like the skies above sort of like fighting game, fighting that goes on. So this particular start set, or the main bulk of the game, comes with Orcs versus Imperials, which is really cool. So I'm going to get to see some of these little mini Dakar jets and things on here. What it comes with is obviously a rulebook, your quick reference cards. It comes with a double-sided, what they call an area of engagement, so basically a battle map that you can use. You get some dice in here, transfers. Obviously, as with anything, you're going to have to obviously build and paint these, which is really cool. I've seen some awesome schemes on those. What I'll do is let's get these open and have a look at it all. So, I mean, I'm super excited for this. I mean, like in terms of like some of the box games that Games Workshop are bringing out at the minute is amazing. I'm just seeing like, you know, some really good games. You know, they obviously improved Necromunda by re-bringing that out. They've done obviously Blood Bowl again. I mean, just these all classic games that are coming out, which is just really cool. So this is one that I'm very excited about. Ooh, and bubble wrap. Yeah, so I mean, just want to raise on this right now. Who invented unpoppable bubble wrap? What sort of sad person went, oh, you know what people love is bubble wrap? I'm going to make it so it can't pop. That's just very sad. Get rid of you. Ooh, so. And so you get these nice like grey sprues, obviously for your different parts. Let's get these off to one side. Some ball flying stands. The bases, which are really cool, I'm going to touch on those in a bit. Some standard dice. Is this a poster? Ooh, it's a poster. So I think these are the flyers you get in here, but also I know that you can buy these separately as well, which I think is really cool. So if you just wanted some planes to paint, go for it. That's that out of the way. The rulebook, and obviously how to build the models. Some tokens, so I'm presuming to use these. Obviously, like I said, I've not read this yet, so I'm not sure how to play the game. Obviously, I'm presuming these will be very helpful. See, I love it when they do this. Nice little quick reference sheet that just goes through basically, you know, how to do it, quick, easy sort of way. So it's all kind of hexagonal sort of based with your zones. Kind of reminds me a bit of Civilization, but yeah, so that's there. And then your deployment map. Ooh. Now I can't look at this like paper or not. And some transfers. Just gonna open this up. Hopefully I can open it up fully and we'll be able to see. So it is kind of like a gloss paper. Wow, it's this big. Okay, so it's kind of, let's have a look. Okay, so you kind of got that like double-edged kind of thing. So you've got the fight over the city, and then on the other side, you've got kind of fight over like a desert supply, I guess. I suppose it orcs versus. Oh, cool! You got a downed like Titan there. That's pretty cool. So it's just the different battlefields. Yeah, you know, I will say that this is bigger than I thought it was going to be because this folds out again. So it's not obviously anywhere near like 4x4 size, but you're talking sort of you're going to need like a reasonable size table to play this. Hopefully you can sit and play it on a standard dining room table. It will be silly if you can't. What I'm going to do then is we're going to take a closer look at the sprues and these funky bases, and we'll have a quick look. So what we'll do is I'll switch you back here. And welcome back down. So what I'm going to do is going to get this out of the way. And then what I really want to have a look at is some of these sprues and also take a look at these funky bases. So these are, looks to me like the Orc Dakka Jets, because obviously got the little bits on here. And to be fair, like these are really nice. Like for such small models, the detailing, if you guys can see on there, is amazing. Like Games Workshop have really done a brilliant job lately of stepping up the amount of detail on their miniatures. As you know, as amazing as they look, sometimes it can be infuriating as a painter and hobbyist because there's so much to pick up. But when they're done, they look amazing. And they seem to have not held back on that as well for these smaller games. Which is really, really, really nice to see. I would hate to see these sort of games as they come in very kind of boring, plain plastic with not much detailing on them. Looking at some of the Imperial stuff here now. Again, you know, even down to these tiny little rivets along here. I'm just blown away by the detailing, you know. I mean, they could have easily very much done it kind of almost a lazy way of just kind of going, yeah, here's some planes, paint on your detail, but they didn't. They've actually done it, and the fact that, you know, the detail on these plus the cost of the game, I think, is actually really really worth it. I would say though, balls, really, like, I mean, the balls are better than the ones you get with the Inceptor bases and like the Cadron Overlord stuff with the weird like U in it that you end up just having to glue and risk travel or switch to iron rods or brass rods, anything like that to do it. I mean, I miss the old like ones that you used to slot on with a stick. Like, I just found they worked better. Personally, with my, it'd be interesting to see if they fixed it with this game, but anything of mine that comes with these balls, I've either had to switch over to rods or a little tip, actually, one thing that I did with my Veritas Praetors or my Adorn Eagle jet bikes for my custodes was a little bit of clear nail varnish just over the ball, maybe 2 layers. It keeps it clear, but also obviously kind of it's like adding paint to it, so it makes it just that bit thicker, and also gives it that little bit of texture so that when you do pop your model on, it actually holds really well. That was a friend of mine at my local Games Workshop store who basically helped me out with that. So, yeah, there's a little tip for you there. But, yeah, you know what? I mean, personally, I think they should bring back the old stick bases that you used to get with drones and kind of everything else. There wasn't really much of a problem with them. What do you think about the Games Workshop stance on flyer bases? Do you think they should stick with the balls, go back to the sticks, or keep moving forward with these new weird U-shaped ones? Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Personally, I'm all about bringing back the sticks. Anyway, so now I get to have a look at these. Now, I'm super intrigued by these bases. If I can get into the packet. So, because I've seen these... Oh, now, I touch on this quite a bit in some of my videos, and it's just waste of plastic. Now, it sounds really silly. We play a plastic miniatures game. You know, if you're watching this video, you're hopefully interested in it, and you get, you know, your sprues, like this sort of thing, and you're always sort of like left over with these bits. And I've seen people do fantastic things with the sprue by turning them into terrain, using them as basing and stuff, but I've always kind of thought that maybe there should be some sort of sprue recycling system. Surely there must be a way that this plastic can be recycled. And maybe if there was something like, hey, take it to your Games Workshop or Warhammer store, depending on what they are now, and get these, basically hand in your sprues, but not just like one sprue, you have to get like maybe a weight or something, and not necessarily money off, but just taking it to them and having it like shipped to HQ and broken down and recycled and reused for future models. There must be some sort of sprue recycling thing that Games Workshop can do. I just think that there's a plastic like this, that these did not need to be, they came in a bag, they did not need to be individually wrapped. You know, I'm all about, you know, packaging things well. I'm a bit finicky when it comes to packaging, and people either over package or under packaging. There's nothing worse than rubbish packaging. But lately I am seeing an increase in both, or in all my hobbies, in both my trading card game hobbies and in tabletop hobbies, that there is an increase of plastic on the rise. And I would like to see if some of the companies out there are thinking of switching to something a bit more economical and a bit more, you know, better for the environment more than anything. Again, yeah, sorry, slightly off topic there. It's just something I'm a little bit passionate about, and let me know what you think about that in the comments. You know, do you think that we, you know, the hobbyists, the hobby companies that we all buy into, do you think that they should be doing more for the environment and using less plastic and recycling more? Let me know what you think about that in the comments. I think it could be a really interesting talking point. But anyway, back to these bases. So I'm just going to open up one of these. So the bases are basically, you know, when we talked about that hexagonal shape, these are kind of what your models will stand on. What you'll then do is basically they go onto the board, and then that's like kind of the zone it occupies. They have got these really nice little like I presume they're like wound or shot counters, or like I'm not quite sure how it all works in this game. Or how much it's moved maybe, but I think these are really, really cool to see like coming out. I'm wondering if this is maybe GW's way of experimenting with maybe something like this for larger based models, like your Imperial Knights, your Flyers, your Dreadnoughts, anything with that sliding sort of scale, or even multiple wounds, like you know, like an armature or something like that, where actually it's built into the base that you've got this really cool wound tracker and counter, rather than using like dice or, you know, things like that. I think that would be a really cool way to go. It might obviously increase the price of those bigger models, but the price that they already are, if they can just, basically you've already got the normal base, all you need to do is kind of flatten it off at the bottom or make a piece of plastic like this, and then some of these round things in it. But yeah, I don't know, just maybe an idea. That'd be cool to see. But yeah, so you get one of these bases for each of your planes, and I really love the way that this looks like kind of like a radar system. I mean, that's exactly how I'm going to paint these up. I'm going to spray them, I'm going to have them kind of like possibly black or bluey in the background, like a dark blue, and then try and fill this with a really nice bright green, so it kind of looks like that radar sort of sonar-esque style thing. I'm really excited to see what I can do with these. And yeah, no, just, let's notice something a little bit strange there. Just grab one of these sprues. Now, it might just be me, I might be a little bit naive about this, but I kind of figured with their factory in Nottingham, pretty much all sprues and plastic and miniatures came from their Nottingham branch, but this has actually got a made in China thing on it for the base. Is that why they've come separate? Were these shipped over from somebody who made this in China, or there maybe a Chinese factory, and ships them over? Interesting. Again, I might be a little bit naive on that. I kind of always thought that all of the sprues and that were made in the UK at Nottingham and kind of shipped worldwide. But hey, you know, maybe that's, yeah, interesting. Yeah, anyway. So, but yeah, that's pretty much everything you get in the box. Again, you get your quick reference sheet for the rules, you get your bases for your planes, and obviously your sprues. You get stands for all of your flyers. You get this really cool like token set for counting, I presume, shots, like hold points or however they're doing this, your rulebook, and your instruction guide on here as well. And there's also a quick reference sheet by the looks of it on the back of the rulebook, so you and your opponent can both have one. Again, really nice touch from GW there. I do like having that sort of like quick reference sheets. You get a kind of a funky poster here, which I think is quite cool. Yeah, you know, everything can be stored in a box. You get some transfers for both, so both the Orcs and obviously Imperialis. They're only black and white though. Would have been nice to have seen some colours on there, but again, that's what paints are for. And then your mat, your battle map. I have to admit, I'm really happy with this. I am super excited to get my hands into it, get all of this built. My only sort of like slight niggly bits with it are, as it sort of saw, is the amount of plastic used in the packaging. I think that could easily be reduced. Curious about the whole made in China rather than made in Nottingham. And I would say as well, this is the, I'll open it up fully so you guys can actually have a look at it in its glory. So that's the full, kind of like, that's the city side, and then, yeah, that's like the desert look side. As you can see, it's got those hexagon patterns on it, which I think is quite cool. Obviously it goes with the bases. I am a little surprised this isn't like thick cardboard, like the sets you get for 40k and Age of Sigmar, where like you get like the terrain and everything in a box with a mat that's a kind of dining room table sized. It does surprise me that this isn't that thick a sort of cardboard. I know you're not moving as many miniatures on it, but you know, I mean, like, I've literally just taken this out of the box, and I don't know if you can see there, there's already got like a little tear in it from where I've been opening and unfurling it. Hoping they're going to bring out some different styles of these, different styles of battle mats, and maybe some of them in that kind of hard Blood Bowl cardboard. Same with like the boards on Net Commander, anything like that. I just think this is actually not that great in plastic. I mean, it's high quality glossy paper, but as you see, it's already got a dent in it, and that's just from me literally taking it out of the box then and showing you guys. Otherwise, that is pretty much it. I hope this has kind of helped you if you were on the fence about picking up this game or giving it a try or whatnot, or just if you were curious to see what the planes look like. I know people have picked up boxes of the planes and literally just used them on like Titan bases and things like that, which I think is super cool because obviously you get the scales of the ships and things like that. And yeah, and again, I've even seen a few tweaked and put onto like Titanicus bases. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. I do, so far from everything in here, I've not played it yet, just based on the unboxing. I think this is really, really worth the value. I think it's really, you know, you get a lot of stuff in here. You can play this, you don't need to buy any accessories for it. You can get objective markers, you can get things like that. That's about it. But yeah, no, I'm really excited to get playing and get building. I almost forgot, what you all really came here for was the unboxing of these Imperialis dice. So let me get these open. So these are the dice. These are the navy dice that you get. They're also the Orc Dakajet ones, but personally I just thought these were really cute, really, really, really cool looking. Like you get that kind of nice wavy marble effect. They've done the inevitable thing that GW seem to do with their dice is they changed the one and the symbol. So dice these days you tend to have a skull and then a symbol, but in this case they've stuck with the one and the symbol rather than putting a skull there. Like, cool to see some consistency in their dice, but that's their inaugural roll. And actually that's 4 6s, 5 6. These are really good dice. I like these. Thumbs up from me. Anyway, yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to sort of keep up to date with the videos I'm releasing, and like when we're doing our sort of like playthrough and sort of how to play the game, like and subscribe and hit that notification bell to keep up to date with all of the videos that we post. But otherwise, yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let me know if you want to talk about any of those topics we covered in the comments below. Otherwise, thank you very much for coming. Bye-bye.